All right. Good morning, sophomores. It is Monday morning. Unfortunately, you have to listen to my silly voice on a YouTube video explaining assignments, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. Today, you guys have a few things on the agenda. We're using a few different learning platforms and video forums and all this stuff, so I figured having a video explanation for each morning would be really helpful for you guys so that I'm sure you're going to look at the instructions on the page, but having me explaining things in a YouTube video is probably going to make things even easier. So you're going to see, you're just going to look a little bit different, but when you open up Google Classroom, you will have the assignment description for each day. I've set each day of assignments to post at 8 a.m. So as soon as you guys wake up and you open up your assignments, you can see that they are posted on the English Classroom page. Which should make it nice and easy because I don't know how many of you are actually going to be awake at 8 like you're supposed to be. Anyways, most of the assignments are then due either the same day or the next day at 3:20 p.m., so at the end of a typical school day, or the IXLs you're going to see are due at the end of each week. So you'll have one IXL due Friday the 20th of March, and you're also going to have one due Thursday the 26th of March, which is the last day before spring break. So anyways, today on this Monday, March 16th, you guys have a few things on the agenda. The very first thing that you're going to see here, it's due tomorrow, March 17th at 3:20 p.m. But I'm giving you guys a couple of videos that explain what mass hysteria is, because mass hysteria is going to be a huge theme that we're going to be seeing in our play that we're going to be reading, The Crucible. So to give you guys kind of an introduction to that idea and how important that theme is going to be to the play, I'm going to have you guys do a couple of EdPuzzle videos. I know that the students that have Miss Stores maybe have done EdPuzzle before. Maybe you haven't. We'll see. She's on the EdPuzzle website, so I think maybe you have. Anyways, so there's two of them down here. You're going to see them near the bottom here. It says EdPuzzle Assignment 1 and EdPuzzle Assignment 2. They're both short videos. I think both of them are under 5 minutes apiece. But what you'll do is you'll open up the EdPuzzle assignment. So down here I could click on Assignment 1 and it'll pop up. And then you'll watch the video. So you'll hit play. And what this does is it takes you through a series of questions that then assess your understanding of what you're watching. So like you might have, first you've got my description of what's going on with the video. Unfortunately, you do have to listen to me explain that to you, so I've got mine on
As you
mute
guys
right
watch
now,
the following
you'll hit the
video,
play button,
you're going to be stopped a few
essentially
times and
just reading
engaged
the
in
instructions
question
pretty
checks
verbally,
that
so
ensure
that
you're
you
understanding the
can
content.
hear what's going
You
on.
have to answer the questions in order to move forward with the
And as
video.
soon as that
For this
ends, the video
specific
will
viewing,
begin.
your goal should be to
You'll
try to
have different
understand the
question
meaning
checks
of
that
mass
appear throughout the
hysteria
video.
and how it affects both
Some of them are
individuals
multiple
and the
choice, some of
society as a
them
whole.
are short answer. In order to move through the video and get to the next stage of the video, you have to answer the
Now,
question.
the second example of collective behavior is mass hysteria.
So as you can see here,
Mass
at the
hysteria
bottom of my
involves
screen,
large groups of
it's kinda
people who
scrolling through the
experience
video.
unmanageable
Won't let me
delusions
skip
and
forward.
anxiety at the same
Watch
time.
it.
The reactions
I'll just show
spread
you the first multiple
rapidly
choice
and reach
question.
more
Pause it
people
in a few
through
seconds.
rumors and fear. Mass hysteria
Okay, I
often
think
takes the form of panicked reactions to negative news or a potential threat.
All right, so I've gotten to the first question here. It's open-ended. So it says, according to the speaker in the video, what is the definition of mass hysteria? Can you think of any examples of mass hysteria, either in history or in our current day society? So then I would think back to what I just watched in the video and what the gentleman who's explaining mass hysteria said, and then I will type my answer. You, of course, will type an actual answer on your screen. I'm just typing a random one. When you do that, you can hit submit, and then I get all the feedback from what you guys are saying in response to the videos. So that is the first video assignment that you guys are doing. The gentleman is just giving you a definition of mass hysteria and a couple of examples of what that might look like. Then you got your second assignment that you can click on from the Google Classroom page here, and it'll take you to this. And then you can watch. As you can see, this one has quite a bit more questions. A lot of them are multiple choice questions. And when you get them right, you can move through the video. So you really do have to pay attention. You can't just kind of play it in the background while you're playing a video game or something and hope that you get them right. Like, it's actually checking to make sure you have the right answers there. So you have to pay attention. All right. So once you've completed the 2 EdPuzzle videos, You guys are going to write a claim, quote, comment, paragraph concerning the videos and their content. Now, I'm not expecting that you guys have memorized everything that the people in the videos have said. That would be kind of ridiculous of me to expect. So instead, what I've done is it's attached at the bottom here, mass hysteria introduction, claim, quote, comment, response. You guys are going to go ahead and look at the prompt. You've got some reminders about things that you need to be doing with claim, quote, comment formatting. And it does ask you to cite direct quotations. So in order to help you with that, at the bottom of the document, I transcribed word for word what was said in the videos so that you guys can actually pull quotes from what the gentleman said in the videos about mass hysteria. So that's nice and easy. You'll just hit enter. You're going to go ahead and write your claim, quote, comment paragraph. Of course, you're going to actually write it. You're not just going to type random things like I'm doing right now. And then once you do that, you guys can submit the document on Google Classroom. Now, the last assignment here is not due on Tuesday. In fact, it's due on Friday. So you have essentially all week to do it. But the final assignment that you'll have today is from IXL. It's an IXL practice over identifying audience and purpose. Grown, right? I know that you guys are getting tired of doing IXL practice, but what we're hearing from the IDOE, the Indiana Department of Education at this point, is that you may very well still have I-STEP testing, and it might be as soon as we return from spring break, which is not ideal because you guys will have been home for a week not thinking about school at all. So in order to help you guys kind of review and remember what we've been practicing in class, I'm still pulling some IXLs that are focusing on those skills that we've been doing all semester. So this one for Friday is focusing on identifying audience and purpose. So you guys can then click on the link down here. If you've completely forgotten your IXL sign-in information, because I get it, it's been a 3-day weekend, and a lot of hectic things have happened in the last 3 days. So if you've forgotten your IXL sign-in information, I'm not posting it here just because I don't want everyone to have access to everyone's IXL sign-in and stuff. But you can send me an email, or you can text or call my business number. So I set up a second phone number because I can't access my school phone at home anymore. But I do have a second phone number that I can collect school information from, and it's right here on the screen. It says 317-747-0611. You can call or text me at that number. If I don't answer, it doesn't mean I'm not going to answer. I'll probably just call you back or text you at a different time because I may be busy responding to emails or setting up other lessons or something, whatever it may be. But I will respond as soon as I'm able to do that. In order to get full credit on the assignment, you have to receive an 80% or higher, and then for extra credit on the assignment, you have to receive 100%. You're welcome to do that, should you wish to do so. All right, so the IXL for Friday the 20th is going to be identifying audience and purpose. So when you guys click on the link, it's going to take you to this. Now, it's not all the same kind of question. Like, for instance, this first one is asking me, who is the primary audience of this text? I've got to read it, and I've got to ask myself, okay, who is the author trying to appeal to based on, like, the language they're using? Is it formal? Is it informal? What kinds of things are they saying? That might help me be able to figure out what is the audience. So I'll do that first. It says a 4-alarm fire caused severe damage to multiple historic buildings downtown. More than 50 firefighters from the Springfield Fire Department responded to the blaze around 4 a.m. The fire was largely controlled by 5:30, but crews continued to survey the area for hotspots. No injuries have been reported, but the extent of the damage is still unclear. The fire's cause has not been determined. Okay. So, and then it's asking me what the primary audience is. If I'm looking at the different options here, and I'm thinking about what's being set up here, it says historic buildings downtown. Now that tells me it has to be something local, because if it weren't, it would have been more specific about the location, right? Like if it was talking about something that happened in England and I'm living in Indianapolis, they would have told me what city and what area. But since it said downtown, I'm supposed to assume here that this is probably a local thing. Then I've got words like reported, so I know this is some kind of report. So I would say this is more than likely a local news audience. And okay, correct. So then it's going to say, which best indicates that the primary audience is a local news audience? So I got to ask myself, okay, what evidence from that text best shows me that it's a local news audience? So is it that it was under control by 5:30? The writer mentions that the fire's cause has not been determined. The writer describes the damage as severe. The writer does not immediately specify which city. So like I said earlier, it's not telling me the city. So it's assuming that I already know what the city is, which must mean that it's a local audience. Okay. Now, final question on this one text. If you notice, there's 3 dots up here because I got to answer 3 questions for each of these. It's asking me, what is the text's main purpose? So they're trying to inform readers of the potential financial repercussions of the fire. I'm not seeing anything up here about financial repercussions. It's kind of just telling me what the damage was. It's not telling me how much it cost yet. To persuade readers that the fire was serious. I don't know if it's persuading. News articles like this kind of just give me information. To inform readers about the fire, that seems like a pretty good answer. To highlight the mystery behind the fire. It's not showing me that there's really a mystery. They don't really know what happened yet, but it seems more like informative because it's telling me the times, it's telling me where it was, all that good stuff. So I'm going to say it was to inform readers about the fire, which correct. Okay, so then I switch. As you can see, I switched my passages, and then it will have 3 questions. It's going to ask me about audience. It's going to ask me about what evidence shows me that primary audience, and then it's going to ask me about the author's purpose and why they were writing that passage. So that is your IXL practice for Friday. If you're really struggling and you need some more help, feel free to send me an email or call me at that number that I listed on the assignment page. All right, guys, that is it for Monday's assignments. As I said, email me. I'm going to be on the computer just like you guys are from 8 a.m. to 3:20 p.m. pretty much every day that you guys are not in school. So make sure that you just send me an email. I'll respond as quickly as I can, or you can call me at that number, and I'll do the same. Tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 2 o'clock p.m., some of the administrators like Mr. Zartman and Mr. Claiborne, and I know myself and like Mr. Godzik and some of the other teachers, we're going to be at the school passing out packets of assignments and stuff for students who do not have internet access. So if you know anyone, like maybe someone in your class that doesn't have internet access and they're not going to be able to do all of their work online like you might be able to, maybe send them a text and say, hey, head to the high school tomorrow morning, or not tomorrow morning, it'll be this morning. Sorry, I'm filming this on Sunday night. But say, hey, you need to go to the high school from 11 a.m. to 2. We're at door 7, and you guys can come and pick up physical assignments because otherwise they're not going to be able to get the assignments done until we come back, and then they're going to be overloaded with stuff. So feel free to tell your friends that they can go do that if they don't have internet access. All right, I'm going to stop filming so you don't have to listen to me anymore. That is it for today, guys. I will make sure that the assignment is posted. The next day that you will have an assignment posted is going to be Wednesday morning at 8 a.m., and then we'll move on with our discussion of hysteria with those assignments. All right, talk to you then.